There's lots of things you have to learn about when you come to Hollywood. The first and most important one is about parking. Practically the first day I was here, I had a meeting. Drove up in my car, went down to the underground parking lot, got given a little piece of paper, a ticket, said parking $3. Fair enough. Went upstairs, had my meeting, went okay. As I was leaving, just about to get into the elevator, suddenly this receptionist said to me, "Excuse me, sir, can I validate you?" Validate me? What, you mean tell me that I exist? Tell me I'm an okay guy, I'm Leo with Sagittarius rising? I didn't understand what she mean. And anyway, transpired what she meant was she wanted to put a couple of stickers on my parking ticket and I'd be parking for free. Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth, $3 free parking's perfect. But I couldn't get over this word validate. Transpires, now that I've lived in Hollywood a while, that what validation means, it's kind of Los Angeles form of existentialism. I'm validated, therefore I am. People always speculate, who was the greatest British rock and roll singer of the 60s? Is it John Lennon, Mick Jagger, Roger Daltrey, The Who? All those guys are great, but my money isn't on any of them, because to be a really great British rock and roll singer, you had to be really working class, and all the other guys are really middle class boys. The one who was really great was Eric Burdon. He was the guy from The Animals, remember? House of the Rising Sun, We Gotta Get Out of This Place. He came from Newcastle upon Tyne, a solid working class coal mining community. And I'll tell you how I can prove he was the greatest, because you define who the great ones of the 60s were by what they did in the 70s. You never saw Eric Burdon prancing around in spandex tights, impersonating Franz Liszt in a Ken Russell movie. You never saw him baking bread as a happy little house husband. And you certainly never saw him flitting around Parisian cafe society with some South American floozy. No, Eric Burdon stuck to his roots. He sang rhythm and blues right through the 70s. Went bankrupt, but that's beside the point. He stuck to his roots. Now, Eric Burdon is making a comeback, so I think we should all salute one of the greatest singers of the 60s, Eric Burdon. Welcome back, Eric. One of the things that's really difficult in Hollywood is working out what to wear every day. You see, during the course of a Hollywood day, you meet so many different types of people, all dressed differently, and you've got to try and work out the right balance. Well, the other week, for example, I had 3 key meetings. The first one was with the legendary Dick Clark. Now, he'd never met me before, and I was going in there to take a lot of money off him for one of my ideas. So I thought I'd better dress like the suave British businessman. So I put on my best silk suit and a smart tie, white shirt, wandered in, completely misjudged it. There was Dick, looking very young and very handsome, but he's wearing a sweater, one of those Hollywood fluffy things, all pretty and pink. So I felt completely overdressed for the occasion. No matter, I went to my next meeting. I thought I'll be okay there, because it was a famous English producer who just produced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and since he was English, he was going to be nicely dressed like myself. Well, I was surprised. I walked in there, half of the staff were wandering around in baggies with t-shirts that said "Cowabunga Dude," and those were the people who were formally dressed. After that, I was really panicked, because my last meeting of the day was with these people from MTV, the cutting-edge, hip, young revolutionaries of television. So I went home rather smartish, changed, put on ripped jeans and a Japanese print shirt, looked very smart but cash. Got to the meeting with the hip young revolutionaries of MTV. Lo and behold, wrong again. There they were, dressed in Brooks Brothers suits, looking like they'd come out of the Harvard Law School. So I've finally learnt my lesson. You don't dress for success in this town. You don't even dress to impress. Dress to be yourself, which in my case means dress to excess. Have you ever wondered what it is that motivates ordinary men and women to become actors and actresses and TV personalities? I mean, is it the money and the glamour? Well, the fame and the fortune play their part, I guess, but the thing that really motivates people is the thought and the prospect of having their own personal hairdresser. You don't think the average star is down there at 8 o'clock in the morning messing around with all these sprays and goops and mousses and stuff like that. No, they don't mess around with that junk. They go straight down to the studio. Some bloke called Raoul or Giuseppe is rolled in with the welding equipment and the knitting needles. 2 hours later, they've got a perfect coif. And of course, it's not just for the shooting day, is it? At the end of the day, when they're going off to some big party, somebody comes in with a sort of super glue, and sprays it down, they're okay for the night. Whereas, of course, you and I are still stuck in front of the mirror trying to make our hair look good. It's not just the stars either. The executives come down in the afternoon, ostensibly to see how the filming's going. In reality, they go straight in the makeup room and say, "Oh, I've got dinner with Ted and Jane tonight. Would you mind giving my hair a little going over?" Well, it may sound all wonderful, but I got to tell you there is one downside. Because if you're successful enough to have your own personal hairdresser, there's always a danger that your personal hairdresser could become more successful than you. Just ask Barbra Streisand. Lots of people live in Hollywood, but as you probably know, most of them come from somewhere else. I mean, large numbers of them come from other parts of the United States, or even, as in my case, from other parts of the world. But we all have something in common when we arrive here. We all tell our friends back home, "I will not go Hollywood." Now, by going Hollywood, what we mean is we're not going to buy into all that Southern California dream, all that nonsense of endless exercise and the vanity and the health and all that rubbish. And I was exactly like that. I said to my friends, I won't go Hollywood, ridiculous. I mean, my idea of a good breakfast is as much cholesterol and carbohydrates as I can possibly get down me. And when they talk about working out, my definition of working out is taking the phone and sitting on the sun deck and making a couple of business calls. That's working out for me. So, what's happened? 3 months after I've arrived in Hollywood, I've got a personal trainer 3 mornings a week, 6:45 a.m. I'm playing racquetball. I've got a masseuse. I've got a nutritionist. I've got everything. I've even got a rolfer. I've never even heard of a rolfer. A rolfing is some kind of acupressure combined with massage whereby you lie down on a bed and all that tension and stiffness in your wallet that's caused by having too much money in it is all taken out of it miraculously by the rolfer takes all the money out of your wallet, ostensibly making your posture better. I bought into all of that nonsense. I even got a therapist. The therapist that I pay a large amount of money to explain to me why I'm spending so much money on all the other junk. The worst part about it is that I have to begrudgingly admit that I even feel better. It's terrible. I've gone Hollywood and I like it.